Your passenger car uses hydraulic brakes. When you press the pedal, brake fluid is forced through sealed lines, transmitting force to the brake pads and clamping the disc. The system is compact, responsive, and more than sufficient to stop a 1.5-ton mass of metal, roughly the weight of an adult rhinoceros. But if a brake line leaks, even through a hairline crack, pressure drops, the pedal sinks to the floor, and the car may not slow down as expected. Now multiply that mass to 40 tons, the equivalent of stacking more than 25 passenger cars together, and send it downhill with enormous momentum. Engineers cannot place their full trust in a system that depends entirely on remaining perfectly sealed. For heavy trucks, they adopt the opposite philosophy. If something fails, the system must lock itself rather than release. This leads to a mechanism that sounds counterintuitive. Under normal conditions, a truck's brakes are actually being held in the locked position to let the vehicle move. The system must actively release them. This completely reverses the familiar logic of hydraulic brakes and introduces what engineers call a fail-safe design failure in a safe direction. Air brakes do not begin with pressing the pedal. They begin with a powerful steel spring preloaded inside the brake chamber. This spring has enough force to hold the wheels firmly in place even when the truck is fully loaded. Imagine a compressed steel rod exerting thousands of newtons of force enough to lift an entire passenger car off the ground. When the engine starts, an air compressor begins operating. It draws in outside air, compresses it to about 810 bars, nearly 10 times atmospheric pressure, and feeds it into the system. That pressure pushes against a rubber diaphragm inside the brake chamber, compressing the spring and releasing the brake pads from the drum. In other words, air is used to release the brakes, not to apply them. That detail is the key. While the truck is moving normally, everything depends on maintaining air pressure. If a line ruptures or a major leak occurs, compressed air escapes. Pressure drops. The spring is no longer restrained and immediately expands, forcing the brake pads against the drum. The wheels lock automatically, without driver intervention. The result is a truck stopped in the middle of the road rather than a 40-ton mass of steel rolling out of control. A traffic jam for an hour is inconvenient. An unguided 40-ton vehicle is not. Now imagine reversing the scenario. Take the hydraulic brake system from a 4-door sedan and install it on a tractor trailer. On paper, the principle still works. Press the pedal. Fluid transmits force. Pads clamp down, but when that truck descends a long mountain grade, the energy converted into heat increases dramatically. A 40-ton vehicle traveling at 60 kilometers per hour carries roughly 25 times more kinetic energy than a passenger car at the same speed. That energy does not disappear. It transforms into heat at the friction surfaces. When brake fluid exceeds its boiling point, typically around 200–230 degrees Celsius, for standard fluid vapor bubbles form inside the lines. Air can be compressed. Liquid cannot. So when the driver presses the pedal, force is absorbed in compressing those bubbles instead of reaching the brake pads. The pedal feels soft. Yet the truck continues downhill. This phenomenon is known as brake fade. And with tens of tons in motion, there is no margin for error. Air brakes offer a practical solution. Air is abundant and constantly available. The compressor can continuously replenish pressure while the vehicle runs. If the compressor stops working, reserve tanks store enough compressed air for multiple brake applications, enough time for the driver to pull over safely. The system does not rely on a fragile sealed loop. It depends on flexible pressure storage and controlled release. This design not only resists overheating but also creates a safety buffer when a component fails. The mechanical philosophy here does not prioritize convenience. It prioritizes risk control. When you stop beside a truck at a red light, you often hear a sharp hiss from underneath. That sound is not an exhausted engine after a long journey. It is the system maintaining itself. Outside air always contains moisture. When compressed to 10 bars, that water vapor condenses into droplets. If water accumulates in the lines, it can freeze in cold weather and block airflow. A piece of ice no larger than your finger can restrict pressure, slowing brake response. To prevent this, trucks use an air dryer. The device contains moisture-absorbing material similar to the silica gel packets found in shoeboxes, but on a much larger scale. When system pressure reaches a threshold, a purge valve automatically opens and expels water, oil residue, and debris. The sharp hiss you hear is that purge cycle in action. Each time that sound occurs, a cleaning process completes in fractions of a second. The truck carries a compact compressed air treatment plant on board, operating quietly and precisely to ensure the air entering the brake chamber remains dry and stable. From the mechanical spring to the pressure reservoirs and air dryer, the entire architecture forms a multi-layered protective network. When one component fails, the rest drive the system toward a safe state instead of allowing it to slide into catastrophe. So the next time you hear that hiss in traffic, remember that it is not excess noise. It is evidence of a design that understands something fundamental. Sometimes the safest system is not the one that never fails, but the one that fails in the right direction. If mechanical paradoxes like this spark your curiosity, there are many more systems built on the same logic, from elevators to nuclear reactors. We can explore those next.